Welcome to Chapter 1, The PR of Empire, based on The Silent Creditor by Sam Prajnananda. We will be exploring the functional origin of the burden narrative in imperial history. First, let's look at Griotwave. We are a sovereign digital platform dedicated to creating, preserving, and distributing knowledge and stories that awaken cultural memory and inspire communities. The anthem of a century was Rudyard Kipling's 1899 poem, The White Man's Burden. It was framed as a, quote, hymn of self-sacrifice, but was, in fact, sophisticated political marketing. The civilizing mission acted as software for the imperial hardware, which consisted of Maxim guns and gunboats. This narrative reframed resource extraction as a moral imperative. By the late 1800s, empires faced a crisis of legitimacy. Coastal mercantilism was obsolete, and engagement needed to move inland. Naked greed was no longer a sufficient motivator for taxpayers. The industrial imperative shifted demand from captive labor to raw materials like palm oil, cotton, and rubber. This required expensive fixed infrastructure, railroads, garrisons, and administration. Abolitionism created a moral vacuum, making explicit slavery politically untenable. Taxpayers needed a noble reason to fund wars, leading to a narrative shift from taking what we want to giving what they need. The ideological foundation of the scramble for Africa was the 3 C's corporate strategy: Christianity, commerce, and civilization. This triad, designed by David Livingstone, sanitized conquest. Christianity served as the moral vanguard. Missionaries provided intelligence and martyrdom, offering a casus belli for military intervention. The Bible preceded the bayonet to soften the cultural ground. Commerce was framed as the moral antidote to the slave trade. While presented as legitimate, it was actually a forced monopsony, integrating African economies into European markets through violence. Civilization was the secular justification. It positioned Europe as the apex of human development and infantilized Africans, defining conquest as necessary, quote, tutelage rather than a crime. This system was designed to socialize costs while privatizing gains. Profits from resources went to private companies, but the costs of wars and infrastructure were paid by European taxpayers. Emotional leverage was key. King Leopold II of Belgium provides a definitive study in imperial PR. He acquired the Congo Free State, a territory 76 times larger than Belgium, by positioning himself as a, quote, boundless philanthropist. The 1876 Brussels Geographic Conference's stated goal was to crush the slave trade. The, quote, International African Association was formed as a humanitarian cover, allowing Leopold to hire Stanley to sign fraudulent treaties. The mask soon slipped, revealing the Congo reality. Leopold instituted a horrific forced labor system for rubber. The population was halved in 2 decades, showing the civilizing mission was a vast hostage-taking operation. The most damaging legacy was the psychosocial blast radius, the extraction of self-worth. Education was designed to produce clerks, not innovators, teaching that proximity to, quote, civilization meant proximity to whiteness. This created an intermediary class schism. The elite were taught their own cultures were barbaric, incentivizing mimicry. The resulting bureaucratic culture treated indigenous people as subjects, not citizens. In conclusion, the, quote, burden was ideological lubricant for the machinery of extraction. Today, civilization has become development, and burden is foreign aid. Africa subsidized Europe's development. To de-weaponize the narrative, we must take strategic action steps. Audit history curricula to teach colonialism as an economic venture, decouple diplomacy from morality, and scrutinize benevolence to identify the foreign power's return. The key insight is that the civilizing mission was a financial necessity to fund infrastructure. It turned a sordid war for resources into a national crusade, a narrative that continues today in the form of modern development aid. If you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe to help others find this content and ensure you never miss a deep dive. Share this video with a friend or colleague. Thank you for watching. For further exploration of this topic, please see the resources available.